Hey, what's up, guys? This is Scotty, aka Motion, back for another video. This time, we're going to start a new vlog, a new weekly vlog of how to do car care tips as well as car club utilization tools and stuff. I'm part of Defiance. I'm the CEO of a worldwide car club. We have I think 39, 40 states as well as 5 or 6 other countries, and we service between 8 to 900 people. So it get really big as far as utilizing the tools that you have in order to make things run smoother. So I wanted to create a vlog in order to not only help my people but help out other car clubs if you're looking to expand or if you're looking for just tools of how to run the club. Then I'm going to touch on those topics for you, as well as I'm going to, here in the coming months, we're going to do car care tips, whether it be how to wax, clean, buff, hard to miss places, and different modifications you can do to your vehicle. So this is going to be a weekly thing. Starting this week and probably going to be skipping next week and then going on a full force weekly thing. But this week I wanted to touch on something that's one of the hardest things to do when you first start a car club, and that is recruitment. Recruiting different people to come into your club. You want to find clean cars, you want to find those cars that are going to represent your car club well, and you also want to have diversity. Diversity is huge. So if you have all of your car club is just Hondas, or all of it is, JDM, or, Euros, you're kind of limiting yourself as to what your brand represents, right? So with my car club, we love diversity. We have so many different makes and models. We do not discriminate against that, but we look for clean, cultured cars. The problem with today's car culture is that a lot of times there's a lot of hate towards certain cars, and as a car enthusiast, I love all cars. I love to see all types of builds, and that's what I try to progress my members and everything in the car club to purvey to the other enthusiasts in their towns or cities, states, other clubs and stuff, so that you can take and clean up the car culture. So I want to break down recruiting into different segments, and the first one is I want to start by showing you the 6 classifications of cars within the car community. Okay, so the first one we want to talk about is JDM. So it's all your Japanese cars. Those are mainly going to be those cars where the company's headquarters are resided in Japan, and most of their race cars, like their drift cars and their autocross cars, are actually made in Japan. So these are going to be like your Hondas, your Subarus, these are going to be your Supras, just those type of cars. Now, a lot of them are made in America, yes, but they're still considered Japanese, JDM. So the next one we're going to talk about is the same thing as JDM, except it's for Korea. So these are going to be your Kias and your Hyundais and stuff like that, represented by this Genesis. So a lot of them are made in America, but they're considered KDM because their headquarters are residing in Korea. So the next one we're going to talk about is Euros. This Porsche right here is considered a Euro because it is made by a European company. These companies are going to be like Porsche, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Lambo, VW, BMW. I mean, all these companies that are made in Europe are considered Euro cars. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is domestics. Now, don't get this confused with muscle cars because the two are separated, and we'll cover that here in just a moment as well. So, domestics are going to be your 4-door and 2-door coupes that are made by American companies and are considered tuners, right? They're tuner domestic cars, represented by this neon that has the SRT4 package on it. So a lot of these are going to be what people would consider as to be 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder cars that have like body kits or aren't classified as muscle cars, but they have to be made by American companies like Ford or Dodge or Chevrolet, stuff like that. The next one is going to be muscle cars. So now the main difference between this and domestics, yes, muscle cars are American and they are domestic. But the main thing is that a muscle car is classified by a V8 engine with typically rear wheel drive, right? So that's going to be your Mustangs, your Camaros, your Challengers, your Chargers, some Chryslers. I mean, those even Corvettes still considered by some to be a muscle car, and the muscle car term goes back to when the early days back in the 50s and 60s, people used to take and get high displacement V8 engines and they would go race them, right? So that's how the muscle car came of age. So muscle car is a high displacement V8 engine with a rear wheel drive made by American companies. So the next one we're going to go for is just kind of a hard sell for most is trucks, right? So trucks is very hard when you have a whole bunch of cars. It's very hard for them to get acclimated into the same things because a truck's supposed to do what? It's supposed to go off-road, rock climbing, or haul stuff, right? So what car can do that? Not many cars can, so it's hard to get trucks acclimated, but you can find clean trucks out there or modified trucks that kind of fit in with all of your cars. You can have a clean culture as well as a diverse culture. So I just wanted to go through a rundown of these real quick for you. That way you can understand the classifications of the cars when you go to recruit. So how does this apply to you, right? So say that you're this Honda or you're this Subaru or you have this Genesis and you're like, man, it's like I really want to get diversified. How do I actually approach people? So the top 3 places that you want to go is one, local meets. So if you have a local meet where you know you're going to have car clubs and people that are not associated with car clubs are going to come out to gather, like say at a local business or a restaurant or something, they'll have either a monthly meet or they'll have a weekly meet. Those are good places to get out, view the community, find those that are not associated with car clubs, and even those that are associated with car clubs. You can take and link up with other clubs. That way you can create more events in the future. So the second place is at shows. Shows and events are the perfect opportunity to showcase how well and how modified and how good your car looks to the rest of the community. So most of the times when you go to a car show, you're going to see tons of different car clubs, right? They're going to all be there representing, they've shined up, they're looking to win awards and pretty much make a statement. And that's the best place for your club to make their statement as well. You shine up your car, show the diversity of your car club, show that you have well modified and clean looking cars. You can actually have people come to you and they want to represent with you. So it's like self-recruitment. And the third opportunity is going to be through social media, right? So social media is absolutely huge now. Absolutely, like Facebook is the #1 place. There's so many car pages and everything. That's how people can link up and talk. That's how you can recruit. So off of social media, making posts in these pages as well as making posts on your own pages or your team pages can actually improve your recruiting process and in showing people who are only on social media that there are places out there for them to come enjoy, like say events and those shows that with you could take and show them what you're all about, as well as explain any type of rules and dues or fees or stuff that your club can or your club has. It's a way to show everything about your club. So the best thing to do when you want to invite somebody after you've already talked to them and you're recruiting them is say, hey, come to an event with us, right? So what type of events should you do, right? So you could have shows, or you could have, small little local events. Those are always good, but you always want to get the team together. So like the club that I'm in and help run, we do a monthly meet, right? Each chapter will get together once a month in order to do like a big photo, or they'll get together to just barbecue and have a good time. And we'll literally just roll up together, have a barbecue, grill some burgers, some dogs, talk about upcoming events. We'll get our shirts, hats, banners as well. We banner new people at our monthly meets, and it's just a great opportunity to get the entire family together. So when it comes to inviting that first person out, that icebreaker, these are a great way to do it. Invite them out to a barbecue, that way you can all talk and they can get acquainted with everybody in your chapter, and that gives them the opportunity to see what everybody's about. Now, not always are people going to fit into your car club or your chapter, but this is a good opportunity for them to gauge how well they could be interested in your club. Another way is when you're recruiting is I would suggest getting business cards. So have a business card with, it's just a simple, little business card where you have your logo or your team on the front, and then on the back it gives them a description about you as well as giving your social media accounts so they can look you up and contact you as well. It's a great opportunity if you're not a good speaker or you're not good with meeting face to face with new people. You can take and go by and stick it in their windshield or on their windshield, or you can stick it on their window, give it to them in person and tell them, hey, I like your car. Here's a card. Why don't you look us up and see what we're about? It's just a simple little icebreaker and everything, and then you can invite them to those barbecues or those meets with you to meet the team. So recruiting is by far the hardest thing because a lot of it is face to face, right? It's one of those that you have to take and break the courage up in order to do, and a good recruiter knows how to engage with people. So whether you're in my club watching this video or you're in other clubs watching the video, this is just a good informational video as to how you can recruit. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. We're going to do this vlog weekly, and I'm going to come back with more car care as well as car club tips. So until the next video, this is Motion signing off.